Okay, so you're gonna have to bear with me because my lighting's not the best because I haven't gotten anything figured out in quite a while. Hi. It's been 11 years. I'm still alive. I know I abruptly disappeared when I moved back to Virginia. That was a weird time for me. Um, one that I would say I don't like very much. So, where have I been? Uh, last time I think I remember looking at my YouTube channel, I was in New York, and then I had moved. God, that light is bad. Then I moved to back to Virginia, and my parents eventually followed with me, which was nice. They got a really crappy place, but they went there, and then Christian announced that he got a job in Miami as a bank teller, so we went to Miami. He left before I did. He went with Kaba for some weird reason. He went with Kaba. During this time in Virginia, we actually bought a house. Uh, we got another dog. You can see him right behind me there on the floor. That's Riley. Riley! That's Riley. You can't really see his face, but he's the most adorable thing. He's looking at me like, why? So we got Riley. So we had Kaba and Riley. And then we moved to Miami. And in Miami, well, it's only been 2 minutes. I'm like right in it. My parents were going to follow us down to Florida. And they did. They moved to Pompano Beach. We moved to Miami. And soon after I got to Miami, and I'm talking about like 2 months into Miami, March, April, May, yeah, or June. I think June is the most correct one because, sorry, I'm doing computer stuff. Father's Day, June 21st. Well, this year, but in June, Father's Day is in June. So, uh, April, May, June, 3 months. 3 months after we moved there, Christian announced that he no longer loved me. So I really don't want to get into it. I can't get into it. I will be a hysterical mess. But he wanted to part ways, and we did. Um, I moved back in with my parents in Pompano Beach. I went through a very bad time because it was hard for me to find work. Plus, we were paying basically my medical bills out of my parents' inheritance from my grandmother and my grandfather passing away. And so I'm they paid about $12,000 into my medical experience and stuff like that. And then what else? About a year into Miami, I mean to Pompano Beach, uh, I met a great guy. His name is Fabrice, not like the spray, but you're gonna say it's like the spray, but it's spelled Fab Rice. Um, and life has changed a lot for me with him. He's younger than I am, which is something I don't do because I always go for older daddies like Christopher Maloney, still in my heart. Uh, but Fabrice changed my life drastically. This is gonna look really bad on camera. Wow. Um, Mostly because of he instilled a lot of confidence in me with my pain disorder. He instilled a lot of confidence in me with my abilities to do jobs. So he got a job as a business analyst at a insurance company, which got him into the IT department there. And over the course of a year, he taught me a lot about IT. And I started working with him about a year into it. It was a hard road to get the job. um, Mostly because Fabrice Sorry, I thought I was coming in. I hardly get any alone time now that it's like coronavirus quarantine, so that's why I'm like, let's see if I can do that YouTube thing again. I don't want to be famous. I don't care about monetization. I just, I like to talk. Plus, I still have subscribers, which is really weird. Especially because I'm 39 now, so I was really young. I've changed a little bit. Just a little bit. I still think I'm cute, though. It could just be the grainy camera quality that makes me feel that way, but I still think I'm cute. I do me. Sorry, I was thinking about that for a second, and it was pretty hot. Okay, anyway. Where was I? So I started working as a software quality analyst, and then I rose up to software quality as lead, which then I went up to business analyst. So I'm somewhere in between something right now. I don't even know what I am at my job anymore. I just know they pay me and they like me. So I just do stuff, which is nice. And then I'm in Florida. I'm not there now. I moved to Los Angeles, California. That's where I am now. I'm in Los Angeles. For the first 2 years here, we've been here almost 4 years. Fabrice and I have been together almost 8 years this August. For the first 2 years, we didn't have Cabo and Riley. They lived with my parents. They got very along with my mom a lot. My mom gave them lectures and everything. She really loved our company. And then 2 years after we moved here, we finally got Cabo and Riley. And I was really happy again because I missed them quite a bit. So we've lived in 2 places in Los Angeles, and last October I lost Cabo. It's still really hard for me to talk about. I'll probably get into a lot of the other stuff that's been going on with me because there's a lot of 11 years to talk about. But in the last 11 years, the hardest thing I've gone through probably was Cabo's death. It kills me. It still kills me. I don't think I'll ever get over it. It really caused a lot of problems for me, mentally, with some of my diagnoses. It was just so sudden. She was getting older and slow because she was like 12, 11. No, she was 13, I'm sorry. And just for a couple of days, I knew something was wrong, and I just didn't know what. And I made an appointment with her vet, and then she was just miserable. She didn't want to go anywhere. She didn't want to move. She didn't want to eat. I had to bribe her to eat. I was hand feeding her. And then one morning, I dropped Fabrice off at school because he went back to. I'll get into that later. He goes to school now. He's getting his PhD. I dropped him off at school, and I came home, and she was just there miserably looking at me, and I took her to the emergency vet, and they told me she had a heart condition, and her body was filling with plasma. And I made a decision I couldn't let her suffer like that anymore because she was just suffering. And the worst thing that happened with that was that they gave her medication. She just like perked right up like she was a puppy again. She was licking me all over. And I did my best not to cry in front of her. I didn't want to scare her or upset her. And then they put her down. And she left me. I'm sorry. I just like literally, I've had family members die on me. And I don't mean to disrespect them. I love my grandparents. I miss my grandparents dearly. My grandmother, my grandfathers. It hit me like a ton of bricks, and it was like my child died. I held that dog since she was a puppy. She and I were like simpatico. We were together all the time. It's like, what, April 15th? I did the Kappa voice for the first time yesterday in a long, long time. I had a dream about her the other day, and it was really hard because she looked really sad and lonely. And I didn't want her to be sad and lonely, and it was just really rough. I'd say the only good side to this entire thing is that Riley and I have gotten really close. We do everything together. When Reese is off on business trips, he sleeps next to me. I walk him most of the time. I give him treats every day. I talk to him all the time. I would say that's the best thing that's happened to me since this entire thing happened with Klaba passing away. Fabrice has been good about it. He made a little memorial. I'll show it some other time in a video. With my phone's probably a better camera than this. It's like a 720p something or other, but I got it so I could play D&D with some friends. I actually got into D&D. I don't know why I didn't get to that earlier in my life. Or board games. I really enjoy board games. And I started a board game group here in LA for LGBT people, but then the virus hit, and we can't meet. That's a brief update. If any of you are still out there, even though I have it says 145 subscribers, thank you for hanging on, or just forgetting to delete me, or forgetting to unsubscribe. You can ask me questions, and I'll answer them in following videos. I think will go better. This is kind of like a thing I enjoyed before, kind of like it was almost like a diary, almost. But I think I'll have to look at better cameras and better things and editing software again, because I don't have a Mac anymore. I'm taping this on my work computer. But any questions or anything, I'll answer them in subsequent videos, if you have any. If you don't, and no one ever sees this, that's okay too. I think I'm just going to use this right now to pass the time in during quarantine, since they said it's going to be till like May 15th. And that's like a month from now. So hopefully I'll make more. So consider this kind of like a really, really shoddy intro or reintroduction video. Hi again. My name is Shaw Gildersleeve. I'm 39 years old. I'm still gay. Didn't change, as my shirt can tell you. A friend of mine made this shirt, named Jason. He owns a website, so if you want to know who made this shirt, it was Sudsy Mix Bones. I will put that in the description if I can learn how to put this on YouTube. You can also buy this shirt if you want to, because who knows if we're going to have a Pride Month this year with Pride parades and everything, because of everything that's been going on with the virus. And I'll get into that too. It's been hard, like I'm sure it is for all of you, wherever you're from. And maybe I'll connect with old friends, or try to block some people who I think might be subscribed to me still. Wow, my teeth look red. I promise they're not. It's just because I have a red background on my 2 other monitors. Okay, so hi again. Talk to you soon.